Oke, sudahkah? Forum is a co-joint effort with the Ministry of Higher Education and Youth Science UMS, aim to deliver unique and interesting STEM topics to increase the interest of school students, teachers, and community alike to venture in the fields of STEM. If you have any questions regarding today's topic, please feel free to drop your questions on the chat box at the right side of this YouTube or Facebook live session. Please be informed that for today's session, e-certificate will be given to everyone. You must fill in the form, which will be shared at the end of this program today. So please make sure you stay with us until the end of our program. In this wonderful morning, we are pleased to welcome Dr. Fifi Hasnida Saikim, Senior Lecturer of the Institute for Tropical Biology and Conservation UMS. Dr. Fifi Hasnida Saikim graduated with a Bachelor of Science with Honors, Science and Aquatic Resource Management from University Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS, and Master of Science in Nature Tourism from University Malaysia Sabah, and a PhD in Tourism, College of Business, Law and Governance, James Cook University, Cairns, Northern Queensland, Australia. Before joining as an academia in University Malaysia Sabah, she worked as a consultant at WWF Malaysia, Sabah branch, and as a community outreach coordinator at SOS Rhino Berhad. Currently, she is working as a senior lecturer at the Institute for Tropical Biology and Conservation, University Malaysia Sabah. She is also holding a position as the Executive Secretary for Malaysia Asian International Mobility for Students, AIMS Program Education Malaysia Division under the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia. She was awarded the Fellow of Royal Institution of Tourism Singapore by the Royal Institution of Singapore in 2017 for notable work at Kampung Tudan, Kiulu, Tuaran, Sabah. Her project at Kampung Tudan adopted the Satoyama landscape initiatives using mulberry plants as the main source for the community livelihood. The project had created sensations in Malaysia when the project won national level and represent Malaysia at the Enactus World Championship in London, United Kingdom, and won third place during the opening round of the championship in 2017. Without further ado, please welcome Dr. Fifi Hasnida Saikim with her topic, a special discussion in biomimicry. Doctor, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for the lovely introductions, Miss Marla. Let me share with everyone my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, doctor, we can see it.
Okay. Now, the help of nature special discussions on biomimicry is my topic today to share with everyone the specialty of what nature can provide for us. Okay, so usually we never know about nature can actually help us in some way. People will just feel that this is the design made by my idea, but where does this idea come from? Where does these innovations, the structure came from? So it needs to come from somewhere. Okay, it needs to come from somewhere. Maybe but through books, but the content of the books also need to, they need to have some sort of inspirations. Okay, where do they get these ideas? So people keep on neglecting the help of nature, what nature has actually been doing to us. Okay, so today I would like to share that to everyone. So these are my table of content for my lecture today. What is biomimicry? We need to understand what is biomimicry first, because if not, we just we never notice the term. We never think of the term. We never that this term will bring something important. So you need and everyone here need to understand and can explain what is actually biomimicry. And then why biomimicry? The rationale behind it. And then I will also show some inventions inspired by nature, the application, of course, and of course, what is happening to our nature, to the natural resources surrounding us. Are they in good health? Okay, are they at the brink of extinction? So I will also discuss this to everyone. So what is biomimicry? Biomimicry is actually come from two words, bio and mimicry. I don't know if my slide is moving. My slide is moving.
No, doctor.
No, suddenly no. Oh no, I need to stop sharing first.
Yeah, it's
Then
okay.
because I've seen that I think my slide is not moving because I'm opening the live session as well. So let me share again.
Okay.
Hopefully this time it went through. Okay, share. Okay, I think we need to wait for a few seconds, I guess.
Okay, doctor. It's okay.
Now, can everyone see now?
Uh, it's not
Not yet.
moving. Can
Okay.
maybe try sharing the entire screen, doctor, if possible. Usually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I've already shared entire screen. So
Oh,
is it okay
really?
now? Yeah.
Uh, no.
No. Okay. Never mind. We stop sharing again, and then
Yeah,
I
we
share
try.
again.
Yeah.
This is the problem when we do. It's good to have a virtual webinar, but sometimes
Yeah.
there's a pros and cons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Okay. So let's share again. Okay. Please bear with me.
It's okay, doctor. Okay, I can see the mouse moving now. So it means it's good news.
Yes, should be. So it should be in full screen because my screen now is full.
Not yet.
Not yet. Hmm. And then it's not moving again.
Yeah, it's okay. Just try and again, doctor. The floor will wait.
Please bear with me. So sorry about this technical issue.
No, it's okay. It's normal.
Okay.
Maybe don't need to make it full screen, doctor.
Okay. Hopefully this time it's okay. Belum lagi.
Not yet. Maybe just try sharing. Just move on. Not need to make it full screen lah. Maybe just press the next slide like that.
Oh, kesian lah
Yeah.
kita begini nih.
Yeah, it's okay lah, doctor.
Okay, jadi kalau begini masih nampak lagi? Tak nampak lagi?
Nampak tapi coba dokter try pergi next slide.
Oh, I know. Dia slow. Internet di UMS slow kali ya.
Kali lah.
Hari ini hujung minggu, jadi internet pun hujung minggu punya mood.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I hope lepas ini dia sudah mula ni. I wait for sebab sekarang my screen is the next page already. So I hope nanti the live session can also see the next page lah.
Ya. Oke sudah dokter. Kalau di
Di live session dia the first screen, right?
iya masih.
Itulah lambat pula ini.
Lama tiap kala.
Okay, macam mana kita mau bikin dia supaya dia synchronize ya? Okay, let me stop again sharing and we see how. Nak tengok dia macam memang slow ni. Memang internet kita slow ni. Okay.
Dokter minta tolong orang share boleh kah tuh? Tapi mau. Lupa.
Okay. Okay, I share again. Belum lagi kita start ni, sudah kita ni. Berpeluh-peluh urus teknikal sudah. Okay, so okay sudah kali ni ya. Okay, now this is the second slide. I hope it's moving already now. Belum lagi moving. Okay, it's moving now. So these are the content that I've mentioned to everyone just now lah. Okay, so there will be only 4 content. Okay, don't worry about it. It's going to take more than 1 hour. Don't worry. It might take less than 1 hour too. Jangan risau. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the definitions of biomimicry. Let me re-explain to everyone what is biomimicry. Okay, so biomimicry is a combination of 2 words. Bio to biology lah. So bio means life. Okay, and then mimicry. Mimicry means to imitate. So when these 2 words combine, it's become a discipline. Okay, a discipline that studies nature's best idea and then imitates this design to process that can solve the human problem. We human have a lot of problem. Okay, we human have a lot of problem and we need to find solution to help us to solve our problem. So some of these solutions come from the nature itself. Okay, so therefore it's a multidisciplinary approach combined with non-scientists, like for example artists. Okay, because artists will help scientists to create the to create the product that can help to solve the problems of human. So it's a set of principle rather than stylistic code sebenarnya. So when we talk about biomimicry, we only need to understand that the functions behind why the design should imitate the nature rather than because of its style, of its bentuk. No. It's all because of the importance dia punya behavior, dia punya characteristic, the structure. That's why we want to imitate that to help to solve our problem. And biomimicry, also known as biomimetic. So if you heard people saying biomimetic, don't get scared, because it's actually the same meaning as biomimicry. So you can see this photo here. There's 2 photos there, kan? One is the beehives, okay, beehive, and the other one is look like berapa sudut itu? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagon. Hexagon, kan? So inside that hexagon box, there's a toy inside. So there's a small toy inside. So what can you relate the hexagon toys punya box storage with the beehives? What can you relate? That design is actually imitating the structure of a beehive. Why does this structure imitate the beehive? Because it helps to solve human problems of storage. We have a lot of things that we want to store store, right? And then if we doesn't if we don't try to come up with a system that can store all our belonging, and then dia store cantik-cantik tersusun, and sebab kita terlalu banyak kan. Kalau kita tak ada design begitu, just like beehives, what happened to our items in the store? Ui, berantakan. Okay, everything will be in jeopardy, macam sana sini, kotak segi empat, bulat, semua ada. So bila all these combinations of different sizes of box, that doesn't solve your storage problem, become chaotic. Okay, and then ruang tersebut pula kecil. Okay, so if we doesn't design, doesn't imitate the hexagon punya structure just like beehives, then we tidak solve the problem of storage. Beehive punya hexagon ni, dia tersusun cantik, right? They're just like beehive. Bila dia tersusun cantik, so we reduce the usage of ruang. Maksudnya kita boleh selamatkan ruang. Semua ruang itu digunakan pakai dengan baik. So that is why we actually imitate nature, because nature help us to design, to help us to design and solve our problem. Okay. Now, let's take a look another example. Okay, saya akan bercakap slow-slow lah ini sebab saya tunggu saya punya slide come up in live juga supaya tak ada orang ketinggalan, kan? Okay. So, kenapa sudah dekat live hitam sudah dia? Okay juga kayak ni malah. So, there's another example. There's another example, that is camel. We live in a contoh example. If you're living in the desert, padang Sahara tu kan, padang pasir tu, so you need to drink a lot. Okay, you need to drink a lot. Okay, and then fine, you need water. So you have botol plastik you punya botol air tu. So you have that. And then it's very tedious juga kan, kadang-kadang you know lah, human wants everything in a simple manner. You have the bottle of your water, but then the plastic bottle you punya botol air, you kena tutup, lepas tu simpan dalam beg. Satu masalah lagi, because when you want to drink, you have to take out it from here. It doesn't have to take out dia punya ham. Dia punya bag itu kan, dia punya ham itu, dia tak perlu berhenti sekejap di tepi jalan, lepas tu dia kata saya nak buka saya punya ham. Dia tak ada sampai begitu. Dia just continue the journey until the end. But he's fine because the water is still there, he being hydrated. So kita manusia bila cakap, mereka jalan-jalan and then lepas tu letih, we want to drink, we have to stop in the roadside and then we unpack and take out our bottle. Susah kan? Leceh kan? So there's a designer, design a bag known as cam bag. Cam bag itu is a combination of camel and a bag. So it become cam bag. So this cam bag, as you can see from the photo there, that you don't need to have to unpack atau open your bag again. You just need to walk, and then if you need water to drink, you can just use the hose there and then immediately gigit dia dan minum. Dia menyelesaikan masalah untuk time management tu. Say for example marathon runner, kalau dia ikut larian tu kan, time tu penting bagi runner. So dia doesn't want to berhenti sekejap dekat pondok to drink water, because that will ambil dia punya masa, curi dia punya masa. So to reduce that problem, so a designer and a scientist come up with a cam bag. So it solved our problem. Okay, you see, you never know that this kind of situation, nature can actually help us to understand the science, the beauty of their ecosystem, of their behavior, of the organism itself can actually help us to solve our problem. Let us see some more examples. Okay. In terms of biomimicry, animals are the first architects on earth that we get our inspiration from. Why animals? Because animals moving. When anything that move, you alert, right? So animals have become the first architect on earth where we human get our inspiration from. For example, birds flying, kan? Saya lupa sudah siapa nama orang pertama yang bikin kapal terbang. He got his inspirations to make aeroplane because he wants to fly like a bird, because dia tengok bird, seronoknya dapat terbang. Kan? So he said he draw something, the structure apa semua. So he came up with a prototype at the end, and bila kita punya teknologi semakin maju, semakin hebat, jadilah Airbus berapa tu? 307 kah? 304 kah? Okay, so jadilah kapal terbang, today's aeroplane. So elephants, people dia punya trunk tu, people look, tengok dia punya trunk tu, look at his trunk, something like robotic hands. The trunk can pick up barang kan, dia boleh ambil, dia boleh grab, dia boleh bawa ke sana kemari. Okay, sometimes the elephant doesn't have to move, it just use its trunk to get whatever he wants. So then a designer, a scientist come up. I need something to help me to reduce movement. Because if too much movement, nanti dia akan menjejaskan kerja-kerja yang lain, especially in the contohnya pembikinan kenderaan, in the industry. So kalau terlalu banyak orang berjalan ke sana kemari angkat barang, nanti dia akan menyebabkan apa? Masalah dari segi isu keselamatan, ada yang terjatuh apa semua. So he needs to design a robot hands where this robot stands still and just use the hands to move around. So then he got his inspiration from the trunk of the elephant. Tinggi-tinggi macam apa nama dia tu? Termite Mound. What is the relation between this termite mound and the photo next to it? The photo next to it is the Eastgate Center dekat Zimbabwe, Harare, Zimbabwe. Okay, Eastgate Center ni macam kita punya ni lah, Imago, Center Point, shopping mall. It's a shopping mall. Okay, apa istimewanya termite mounds ini kepada Eastgate Center ni, shopping mall, that shopping mall, that Eastgate Center, dia design, dia punya structure of the center is basically based on the termite mounds. It's a very huge center. It's a very huge center. Remember, Zimbabwe pun bukannya negara kaya sangat, okay? So he doesn't the owner of this center doesn't want to pay, to invest a lot of money in terms of aircon. Insulation. Tak mau. Macam Imago shopping mall tu kan, the whole entire building is pakai centralized aircon, right? So when you're using aircon, carbon footprint lagi. Kan, so doesn't want that to happen, and he doesn't want to invest on that much of money, because to build Eastgate Center is already costly. So what he do that, he imitate the inside structure of the termite mound. Okay, so jadi bila siang dia tak panas, dia sejuk, bila malam dia panas. So macam mana itu berlaku? Later I will show you the video how termite mound actually helps to jadi aircon, jadi heater kepada Eastgate Center dekat Zimbabwe. And then the below photo there, that's the fastest train in Japan. Kalau saya salah sebut, maafkan saya, Shinkansen ke apa? Shinkansen? Shinkansen rasanya tu. Okay, so that's the fastest. Okay, that's the fastest train in Japan. So to become the fastest train, the structures need to be what? aliran angin itu, dia tidak boleh ada geseran. Kalau terlalu banyak geseran nanti dia jadi makin slow. So that doesn't know how to solve this kind of problem. They follow the structure of the kingfisher punya beak, paruh kingfisher. Kingfisher is very fast. Bila dia menjunam untuk ambil ikan, tangkap ikan, it's very fast. Dan geseran tu dia air itu water doesn't crash to dia punya beak but just lalu cantik saja. So they follow the structure of the beak of the kingfisher. Shark skin. Never people tak pernah orang terfikir about sharks. People think about sharks is for shark fin kan, but it being banned. Okay, tak boleh makan shark fin. But people use shark because they tengok the skin. The skin of the shark is very good in terms of help to maneuver the shark itself, because the shark swim quite fast. Okay, so the how shark can swim very fast is because of the skin itself. So scientists, design our wetsuit. Wetsuit tu kita punya swimming suit tu lah kan. Dia punya kain itu adalah mengikut ciri-ciri corak structure the shark skin. Supaya orang bila dia ikut pertandingan swimming ke apa semua tu, dia tidak ada apa kata orang geseran lah begitu yang akan slow down the swimming. Okay. Now, why biomimicry? What is the rationale behind this? Why the need to imitate? Okay. Why should we imitate nature? Okay. The reason behind is that life creates conditions conducive to life. This is what Janine M. Benius, she's a biologist and an author of the book called Innovations Inspired by Nature. Okay, life creates conditions conducive to life. What does she mean by that? Let's look at this photo. Okay, there is a simple answer to these questions, to what Janine punya quote being said. Life has sustained on Earth 3.85 billion years ago. From before the existence of human, life on Earth has already adapted and evolved to fit in the ecosystem. Okay, the ecosystem is dynamic. The organism is dynamic. They keep on evolving, changing, so that they can create conditions that conducive to life. Meaning to say, the conducive is sustainable, is kata orang boleh hidup. Those who cannot adapt and evolve will definitely die. Okay, will definitely die. So those who are alive today is those that are champion. Maksud dia adalah champion, dia boleh merentasi halangan-halangan kehidupan. Okay, dia boleh adapt, dia boleh evolve sehingga dia berjaya ke hari ini. So that creates, kata orang, an inspiration. Yeah, satu inspirasi to scientists that we need to learn from nature. We need to learn from them how to adapt and evolve so that we can stay alive. Begitu. Because we want when we learn and because when we learn about the way how they live, the way how they evolve and adapt, definitely it can help to solve our problems. And bila problems human kena solve, of course definitely kita human akan sentiasa sentiasa hidup. Sebab kita punya problem dia telah dibantu diselesaikan. So contohnya lah kan, if kita suddenly macam tiada elektrik, what nature give us? Matahari kan, matahari. They don't need electric, they just need sunlight. So when they need sunlight, they can hidup. walau di mana mereka berada. Sebab sunlight ada, terus fotosintesis berlaku, tumbuhan boleh hidup. So kita bila tak ada elektrik, semua sawan. Okay, semua sawan, tak dapat charge handphone. So how to solve this kind of problem? Then use solar panel. Begitu. Okay. Then what are the strategies for nature-inspired innovation? We need to understand. There ada dua cara. There are two strategies on how nature-inspired innovation. It's either biology to design approach. Okay, biology to design approach is that understanding biological phenomenon, then kita apply it to the human design challenge. Contohnya, strategi macam mana kita nak dapatkan inspiration tu kan untuk design our product to solve our problem. It's either through biology dulu. Kita tengok the phenomena, contohnya fenomena photosynthesis, fenomena kitaran air, fenomena kelip-kelip berkelip. So we look at this natural phenomenon. Then we get inspired by them. Then we do the design, or the way around. The way around meaning to say design to biology and approach, meaning to say we have problem. We have problem. Macam yang contoh camp back tu. We have problem. We have problem on how to keep on running marathon without stopping for drinking. So we design something. And then we design the design based on our problem, and then we mix match dengan the phenomena in the nature. Dia ada dua cara lah. Okay, cara dia tu sama ada kita dapat inspirasi daripada masalah kita sendiri, then kita buat design, ataupun kita dapat inspirasi daripada nature itu, then kita buat design. So there's two ways on doing it lah. Okay. Now, what are the principles of biomimicry? To imitate, okay, to do design, to do a design, a sustainable, a very useful design that can actually help to solve our problem, it should have this principle. We need to know what are the principles of biomimicry. Okay, nature runs on sunlight. This is what I said. Nature runs on sunlight. When there's sunlight, everything is alive. Okay, nature uses only the energy it needs. Maksud dia, nature ni tak perlu banyak pun guna banyak energi. Dia makan sikit, okay, dia absorb sikit, then fine. So maksud dia supaya kalau dia use less energy, then less waste. Begitu cara dia punya principle of biomimicry. So if we want to do a design that imitate the nature, it should be guna pakai sedikit tenaga, sedikit elektrik supaya carbon footprint tu tidak banyak. Itu adalah satu prinsipal biomimicry yang bagus lah. Sekiranya kita imitate but then still using a lot of energy, then you are already tidak ikut prinsipal of biomimicry lah. Sebab remember, biomimicry is more on the imitations of nature goods. Okay, maksudnya apa yang baik daripada nature tu kita ikut untuk solve our problem, dan dalam masa yang sama tidak melakukan another problem. Kita tak mau ada another externalities comes from the design of the biomimicry punya design. Okay, nature fits form to function. Maksudnya nature dia wujud because dia diwujudkan kerana dia ada fungsi. Jangan imitate, don't do design that doesn't have function. When it doesn't have function, dia tak solve kita punya problem. So why the use of doing this? Kan? Adakah kerana suka-suka? Kan? When you are doing this for suka-suka, you are actually wasting energy, okay, creating waste and resources. Don't want that to happen. Because kita ni dalam zaman yang kata orang dalam keadaan climate changing, so greenhouse effects happening, so we don't want to contribute to another externalities that will contribute to another disaster and induce more stress to the mother nature. Nature recycle everything. Yes, nature recycle everything. Whatever, contoh macam tumbuhan. Dia bila dia membesar dengan cantik, dengan baik, it gives us food resources. It give us material, contohnya for medicines, for furniture, makanan. But then when it's died, it become compost for the entire ecosystem. So it should recycle everything. So the design that you created need to be boleh kena upcycle so that it become a circular economy. When it's become a circular economy, meaning nothing go to waste. We are not going to create another waste that need to be yang perlu kena dump dekat kita punya kawasan pembuangan sampah. Sebab kawasan pembuangan sampah kita pun sudah semakin tenat. Bila semakin tenat, we need to open a new area for our rubbish. So if you open a new area, cut down the forest again. Okay, we don't want it to happen. Okay, nature rewards cooperation and teamwork. Nature, everyone in the ecosystem, in the rainforest, they work together with a mutual relationship. Okay, macam contoh, small plants. Okay, small plants, dia perlu shades. So the big trees will help to kasih shades dia. Shades dia supaya dia, kata orang, tidak terlalu kena matahari, sebab selalunya those yang bersembunyi di sebalik pokok-pokok besar ni, dia ada sensitive skin lah kononnya. Macam juga macam katak kan. Kalau katak tu dia punya skin is very lembab kan, moist tu kan, lembab. So dia tidak boleh terlalu kena matahari. So dia akan dapat protection daripada these big trees begitu. So they are cooperating each other as a team. So our design should also like that. You design to solve our problem, not design that you imitate from the nature to create another problem and doesn't want to cooperate with us. Bila kita design contoh bag itu sudah cantik, but then bila kita pakai itu bag, dia jadi gatal. Jadi gatal, dia tidak bagi cooperation to your skin pula. So it won't work lah. Nature rewards diversity. So do kita punya design lah. Dia harus, kata orang, can be used by a huge numbers of public. It's not special to a certain public begitu. So it needs to reward diversity. Nature demands local expertise, of course. Macam yang selalu saya bercerita dengan pelajar-pelajar saya, where nature needs human. Nature needs human, and because humans have the brain to help to protect them. So do these biomimicry things. They demand local expertise. Maksud dia, human locally yang tahu pasal mereka ini adalah those who live in that area. Contohlah kalau kita ni kan pergi keluar negara, we don't understand the behavior of the nature dekat luar negara tu. So selalunya dia tidak akan jadi berjaya because we don't have the expertise to know about the behavior, the ecosystem of that particular plants kalau di luar negara. But we have the expertise in our own nature. So selalunya that expertise will actually create, kata orang, sesuatu yang sesuai demand dia ataupun sesuatu yang sesuai untuk menjawab permasalahan lokal kita lah. Nature taps the power of limits. Of course, everything have its carrying capacity. Ada limit dia. Okay, so dia mesti, kata orang, jangan terlalu banyak, jangan terlalu besar. Dia ada limit. Why the contohlah kenapa virus tu kecil, sebab dia design to infect host. So jangan pula kita design sesuatu yang sepatutnya kecil, kita kasih jadi dia sebesar-besar gajah. Tak boleh juga. Okay, sebab dia akan ada structure yang sudah longgar, yang sudah tidak kukuh, yang tidak sesuai untuk problem solving. So these are the principles of biomimicry that we ought to know before we actually design our products, things that we want to solve the problem. And I ask again, why biomimicry? Okay, kenapa lah biomimicry ni? Kenapa kita mesti mau buat sesuatu produk based on the nature itself. Kenapa tak boleh based on something else? Okay, because this nature help us to save energy. Remember the principle that I told you? Okay, it needs only require small amount of energy. So it save energy. Save energy dari segi penggunaan elektrik, penggunaan apa nama dia tu, apa lagi tu, water, something like that. Cut material cost. Okay, cut material cost maksudnya dia tidak payah, tidak memerlukan begitu banyak cost untuk menghasilkan sesuatu produk based on biomimicry. Drive profit, yes, of course, definitely sekiranya bila dia save energy, dia cut material cost, definitely it will drive more profit to the designer. Perform well. They perform well. Remember, biomimicry is based on the nature itself. And we know that nature can evolve and adapt to fit in the situation. So it can, the design that you created mesti akan perform very well. Redefine and eliminate waste, like I said, bila nature ni kan everything tu diguna pakai, nothing's going to waste, and it serves circular economy, and it needs to be sustainable. That is, when it serves circular economy, then it is very sustainable. Now let's talk about 3 levels of biomimicry. Biomimicry ni bila kita nak buat sesuatu design, dia ada 3 level. Okay, the 3 levels are the organism itself, mimicry of a specific organism, meaning to say we design something that mimic the organism itself. For example, Gherkin Tower ni dekat London. The structure, okay, the structure of the Gherkin Tower is basically follow the organism known as Venus basket sponge. Okay, because why? Venus basket sponge ni, dia punya structure is very kuat, sangat kuat. Dia boleh kata orang kalau ada ombak arus yang kuat ke apa semua, the structure is still intact like that. So the Gherkin Tower follow the structure, okay, of the Venus basket sponge. This is what is known as the mimicry of a specific organism. We follow a specific nature itu sendiri. Contohnya macam kita nak follow siput ke, nak follow shark ke, begitu, specific organism. While the second level of biomimicry is that we follow its behavior organism tersebut. How an organism behaves or relates to its larger context. Contohnya macam saya kata tu, the Eastgate Center, Zimbabwe. They follow the behavior of the termites where they create yang Termite Mound tu, tempat mereka tinggal tu, as an insulation for Eastgate Center dekat Zimbabwe. And then the third level of biomimicry is mimicry of an ecosystem. Maksudnya we follow the whole ecosystem of the area. Contohnya Sahara Forest Project dekat Qatar. Okay, reversing desertification. Maksudnya we want to follow rainforest ecosystem. When we talk about rainforest ecosystem, it should have water. It should have greens. Apalagi dia mesti ada apa nama dia tu, water, makanan tu greens lah, maksudnya dia mesti ada forest, ada haiwan apa semua. So dekat Qatar ni kan padang pasir. So he wanted to create something that is kata orang apa sudah nama dia tu, perkataan tu saya lupa sudah. Mirage, satu macam contoh mirage lah, tapi mirage tu kan bayang-bayangan saja. Kalau pergi pasar bila terlalu penat tu kan, kadang-kadang kita nampak mirage, bawah kita nampak satu kena panggil tu osmosis begitu, ada pokok-pokok, tapi sebenarnya ia adalah mirage, tidak wujud pun sebab padang pasir kan telah buat kita punya being deluge, berhalusinasi. So kerajaan Qatar ni wanted to create a small rainforest dekat padang pasir tu. So that is what they call it, reversing desertification by creating a new forest, a new rainforest. So dia mimic the whole ecosystem of the rainforest in a tropical area. So dia mimic itu, put it inside the desert area. So dia sana lah. So sekarang it's a ongoing project. If you Google the word the Sahara Forest Project, there have been apa kata orang, shows a tremendous punya result. You can see pokok-pokok mula keluar, mula growing dekat Sahara. Okay. Now, what are the inventions inspired by nature, the application? Along the first slide sampai ke slide yang ke-13 ini, I have already indirectly sharing with you what are some of the inspired inventions by nature. But here today, for the next slide, I would like to share with you one specific design that is, for me, it's very clever. It self-sufficient ni, maksud dia tak perlu tolong bayar bil elektrik lah. Okay, sebab dia boleh kasih cool dan kasih warm the place automatically without having an aircon. And then apa kata orang, it save energy. Okay, making profit as well. So I want to share with you this video about the Eastgate Center di Harare, Zimbabwe. I hope kita tak ada masalah lain lah lepas ni. Kalau ada masalah lain, maybe nanti Secretariat mungkin boleh share separately lah after this talk, okay?
In 1991, architect Mick Pierce had a problem. An investment group in Harare, Zimbabwe hired him to design the largest office and retail building in the country. But they didn't want to pay for the expensive air conditioning needed to cool such a large building. So that left Pierce with a seemingly impossible challenge. How do you design a building that cools itself? This is a termite mound. Millions of termites live inside these structures, some of which stretch an astonishing 30 feet high. Although these termite skyscrapers may look solid from the outside, they are actually covered in tiny holes that allow air to pass through freely. Like a giant lung, the structure inhales and exhales as temperatures rise and fall throughout the day. This termite ventilation inspired Pierce to use an approach known as biomimicry, imitating the ingenuity found in nature to solve human problems. Meet the Eastgate Center. The building is made from concrete slabs and brick. Just like the soil inside a termite mound, these materials have a high thermal mass, which means they can absorb a lot of heat without really changing temperature. The exterior of the building is prickly, like a cactus. By increasing the amount of surface area, heat loss is improved at night while heat gain is reduced during the day. Inside the building, low-power fans pull in cool night air from outside and disperse it throughout the 7 floors. The concrete blocks absorb the cold, insulating the building and chilling the circulating air. When the morning comes and temperatures rise, warm air is vented up through the ceiling and released by the chimneys. Thanks to this innovative design, temperatures inside stay at a comfortable 82 degrees during the day and 57 degrees at night. Not to mention, it uses up to 35% less energy than similar buildings in Zimbabwe. Since opening its doors in 1996, Mick Pierce's 90% natural climate control system has made the Eastgate Center a global landmark for sustainability. So, we must ask ourselves, if an architect could design a self-cooling building with termite-inspired climate control, what other innovations could Mother Nature inspire if we just paid closer attention?
You see, it is very, very intriguing, it's very, very, kata orang, sangat wow. Sebab you can actually solve the problem by just looking at the ecosystem, looking at the organism itself, um, or looking at the behavior of the organism itself that actually can help to solve the problem. For example, yang Eastgate Center tu kan, kalaulah kita punya imago tu kan, imago ke, kita punya center point, kita punya Surya Sabah tu, we design seperti the African Termite Mound, definitely we can reduce the amount of carbon, the usage of energy as well, and it will become very sustainable because it's, kata orang, dia compatible with the nature itself. Okay, so we don't, the shop, kedai-kedai di situ tak perlu membayar mahal sewa kedai sebab tak perlu bayar pun aircon, kan, centralized aircon tersebut. So macam contoh dulu kita ada dengar masalah bil elektrik sangat tinggi di One Borneo. Cuba kalau One Borneo tu dibina mengikut that imitate the nature itself, then One Borneo doesn't have to pay the electrical bill, kan? So everyone can have an affordable rental in that area. So you see, imitations, biomimicry is very important sebenarnya. Very important to guide us to become a very sustainable human being. Okay, when we are very sustainable, when we live in a sustainable manner, we can actually, kata orang, tinggal lebih lama. Because the nature doesn't have to be dalam keadaan in such state yang sekarang ini we are having climate change, kan, greenhouse effect. If dari dulu lagi kita imitate biomimicry ni, the nature, and guna pakai dia sampai sekarang, definitely climate change pun tidak akan berlaku secepat begini macam sekarang yang sedang berlaku ini. So what is actually happening with our nature nowadays? Okay, our nature, our natural resources, the nature itself is now declining. So bila dia declining, okay, some of the species has already gone extinct. When these species that we never seen before, we never yet to encounter them and study them and see what they can help us to solve our problem. We don't have dia punya chances, the opportunity to study them because they're already extinct. Bukankah ia merugikan kita? You see, this is the map showing what is happening with our resources nowadays. You see, almost kita boleh tengok almost are in the critically endangered. And the red marks there showing extinction. So if extinction keep on occurring, we as human are losing, kata orang, kita yang rugi sebenarnya. We are losing the benefit what the nature can actually give to us. Okay? Give to us, show us the way of life that is conducive to the environment. Okay? Because nature have already adapted and evolved since 3.85 billion years ago. They have already evolved and adapted and have, kata orang, conducively live in the environment. We human, we do evolve and adapt to the technological advancement. Okay, technological advancement. But we forget that if we need to sustain in the ecosystem, we need to adapt and evolve in a manner just like what the nature did. Okay, what the nature does lah. Okay, tapi kita tak buat begitu. Dan apabila kita nak buat pula, some of the natural resources has already gone extinct and some are critically endangered. So I don't need to say so much about apa kata orang extinction. By looking at these photos, you will understand yourself why extinction occur, because at the end of the day, it is human who contributed to the extinction of the natural resources, and thus reduce, kata bukan, and thus bukan reduce lagi, but limit, okay, limit the study, the kata orang penerokaan, explorations of nature itself, where kita susah sudah nak mendapatkan kata orang maklumat-maklumat ataupun benefit dari in terms of biomimicry that can actually help to solve our problem. So these are some of the reasons why our natural resources become extinct. Okay, the reason is that expansions of agriculture unsustainably. I said unsustainably because sometimes we cut the forest, we never replant it back. So if you cut it down, replant it back, at least ada lagi lah dia nanti selepas 50 tahun, kan, daripada you cut it and then you tak replant, 50 tahun kemudian tak ada lagi. Okay, sampai bila-bila tak ada. So when expansions of agriculture occur, deforestation happen, fragmentation happen. Fragmentation macam beginilah. Our forest become small pockets of forest. Okay, why does this happen? Because we human population keep on growing, and of course when we grow, we need more food. Okay, more food, and then bila sudah habis tanah, hutan semua sudah dirata, we have the problem of food security. So how are we going to solve the problem of food security? So that need to be taken seriously. And then these are also some of the problems of expansion of agriculture unsustainably, where our forests become fragmented, jadi botak lah, sedikit sana, sedikit sini saja. So bila this happen, our wildlife bila dia nak migrate, dia termasuk dekat kawasan yang botak, hunters nampak, and hunting and poaching happen. So these are some of the photos also about the expansion of agriculture, deforestation and fragmentation. Can everyone see the elephant there? Boleh nampak ke elephant? Kalau tak boleh nampak, I hope my cursor, anda boleh nampak ke saya punya cursor dekat slide? Macam tak boleh lah pula. So boleh nampak kan Hanu? Nah, okay. Nasib baik kamu nampak. Kalau tak nampak, kena bikin cermin mata. Okay, so you see the elephants there. When elephants come out from the forest, bukankah dia, apa kata orang, terdedah dengan ancaman pemburuan, kan? So these are, and then we have also issues of quality of our forest. Our forest bukan lagi forest yang berkualiti, di mana pokok-pokok besar yang beribu-ribu tahun semua sudah tidak ada, they're already gone. So we only left with small small trees, bushes, okay, begitu. So bila this kind of unquality forest tidak berkualiti happen, the inhabitant of the forest also berkurang. So they have to move and find a suitable forest for them to live, because if they live in such forest, they are terdedah kepada ancaman-ancaman lain. For example, like hunting, kan, and then ada human conflict also. So they also don't want that to happen. So they move around. Migrate to find a new home. And then of course, like I said, when this happen, hunting also happen, rural hunting also happen. Rural hunting unsustainably, tidak mengikut guidelines, permit yang telah disediakan. So that's also happen. Okay, so when you start seeing that people are selling hunted meat, kan, hunted meat yang sudah semakin kecil, macam tupai sudah, you know that because biasanya bearded pig hunting is still around, and some of them are permitted, allowed. So when you see dekat pasar-pasar beginilah yang penjualan begini ni, kan, local tamu begitu, if you see small haiwan sudah yang dijual, so maksudnya our forest is empty. The empty forest syndrome is happening. So when empty forest syndrome happening, it shows that cascading effect lah. Bila cascading effect, haiwan-haiwan ni semua tidak ada, all these haiwan-haiwan punya penyakit akan beralih kepada manusia. So we don't want that to happen. Bukan lagi don't want to happen, it's actually happening now. You know, the COVID-19 pandemic tu is actually because of one of the, kata orang, teori dia because of this lah, cascading effect. Okay, the viruses should only infected the wildlife, but then it spill over to human through whether directly to human or spill over to a second host, for example, wildlife to domesticated animal, and then human eat the domesticated animal. So this how the zoonotic spillover happen. So this shows that our forest jadi semakin empty, natural resources sudah tidak ada, so there's no, kata orang, benefit, bukan benefit, there's no macam, kita tak sempat nak belajar what are the nature can actually help us to solve our problem. So these are some of the jualan-jualan lah kan, macam bat semua tu. So these are the cases where hunters poach kita punya gajah. You see, kita kan belajar dapat benefit untuk design robotic hands tu because of gajah punya belalai, but at the end of the day you kill them. So we are actually, kata orang, being ungrateful. Okay, we are being ungrateful because they actually help us to solve our problem, but at the end of the day we become demon. We become so ungrateful, dan sampai kita sanggup untuk membunuh mereka. Okay, sehingga mereka extinct. So we are actually being ungrateful. Okay, and then roadkills is another reason as well, and then pollutions. Tengok pollution. Sampai monkey pun boleh tahu macam mana mau minum air, guna straw apa semua. So you see, these are the things that making our resources critically endangered. Okay, so by the time that we need to study them, to understand their behavior, so that it might mungkin diorang punya behavior ataupun diorang punya structural punya analogi biologi tu boleh membantu menyelesaikan masalah, mereka pula tidak ada because we actually killed them lah dalam begitu. So human elephant conflicts, ni macam begini, black market, people looking for exotic food to eat. I don't know why, maybe they orang tak suka makan KFC, so they want to eat pangolin, macam begitu. So kita tak sempat nak belajar, nak study. Okay, pangolin punya dia punya scales tu. Mungkin scales dia tu boleh bantu untuk bikin perisai ke apa semua, kita punya kereta kebal tu supaya dia keras macam pangolin scale, but we never got the chance to study and get that benefit. Okay, and do the biomimicry things because they're already at the brink of extinction. So these are, kata orang, some of the photos that extinction do occur, and it's getting worse day by day. So I would like to share with everyone, without nature, without them, without the wildlife, without the plants, we actually, kata orang, tidak dapat something that is benefited to help us sebenarnya, because these animals, these plants, the way they live, the way they are being dicipta begitu, sebenarnya banyak membantu manusia. Okay, banyak membantu manusia to cope, to evolve, and to adapt to the ecosystem. But we nevertheless always forget that. We always forget that. But they don't. Okay, they don't, because they know siapa yang ajar manusia dapat terbang ke udara, dapat move from one places to places melalui udara. It's birds. Okay, it's birds. Tapi kita semua being so ungrateful that we forget that. So I want to share with everyone this beautiful video this beautiful video about our nature, okay, our nature, our wildlife that that actually inspired us to create something that help us. But at the end of the day, we are being so ungrateful. So we are being so, kata orang, tamak. We need more than what we need. Okay, so please watch this video. Thank you.
I dreamed a dream in times gone by, when hope was high and life worth living.
I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. Then I was young and unafraid, and dreams were made and used and wasted.
But the tigers come at night,
With their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your heart apart.
as they turn your dream to shame.
And still I dream he'll come to me, that we will live the years together.
There are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living.
So different now from what it seemed. Our life has killed the dream. I dream.
It's really sad to see the video that we actually can live and benefited each other sebenarnya, humans and nature itself. But then like macam saya cakap kan, sebab saya pun human juga kan. So itulah, so sometimes it's just you need to look at yourself, what are your needs, what are the demands, and you need to differentiate that, the needs and demand, so that you not become ungrateful, that you forget about the importance of to have natural resources living side by side with humans. Because you can see we human and the natural resources, the plants, the viruses, the bacteria, the wildlife, we are known as biodiversity. And we are all in this together. We need each other. We need each other's support. So we need to be eco, not ego. Okay? Because macam biomimicry, It's actually helped to solve our problem. So we shouldn't be so ungrateful and being so ego. So we need to be eco, and because we need to support and help each other so that we can have a conducive life in this mother nature, in this life. Okay. So what you need to remember about biomimicry. Okay, plants and animals have developed amazing ways to solve problems so they can live and thrive. So we need to learn from plants and the animal so that we can live conducively together with together in this ecosystem. Okay, then scientists identify problems in today's world and explore sustainable solutions already working in the lives of plants and animals. We need to remember that we scientists, we human, we have problems. Okay, we have problems in today's world, but these problems are can be solved sustainably. Okay, sustainably if we are working each other with plants and animals. Okay, so what you can learn from biomimicry is that ethos, respect nature and the world in which we live. We need to respect each other. We need to respect, we need to support so that we can thrive and live in this ecosystem conducively. Okay? Reconnect. Remember that people are a part of nature, not separate. This is what I said. Be eco, don't ego, because we are also part of biodiversity. We need each other. We need each other. We need to support each other. Macam contoh the pandemic now, the COVID-19, because we are separated. Because we are separated, that's why the diseases spill over to human. So the diseases should only stop at the nature there, but then because of the empty forest syndrome of the extinction and all, so it spill over and spreading in the human population. So it is already separated, but we need to reconnect. Okay, we need to reconnect and get it, kata orang, together again. And then last but not least, to emulate. Look at the genius of nature to better inform what we make and how we live. Look at how bees behavior. Look at how, kata orang, the termite mound did. Okay, so that when we imitate them, we can make our living more sustainably. Okay, so before I end my talk today, I would like to share with everyone. There's a very special video about biomimicry. It is with the title "The Promise of Biomimicry." Because time doesn't permit that I show this video. This video is very long, 20 minutes, but you can watch it at home to understand more about biomimicry in the era of climate change, because we cannot stop climate change. Climate change has already happened. Okay, to let me talk about climate change, it will take another 1 more hour. So I need to stop now. So watch this video. I have provided the YouTube link there. Watch this video so that you might understand the rationale behind biomimicry in the era of climate change. With that, I would like to thank the organizing committee for inviting me to give talk today. I am so sorry for the earlier technical problem. As you know, we are still to say we are developed country pun tidak, we are underdeveloped pun tidak, we are developing, still developing. So of course, there's always need rooms for improvement lah. Okay, so we are waiting sooner or later. Mungkin dalam industrialization 5.0 kita akan dapat more stable connection. Mungkin rural community pun mungkin akan dapat more stable connection, so everyone can get connected, because nowadays we need to live and strive with the pandemic because we created it, we make that happen, so we need to, kata orang, live together. Okay, with that, thank you very much. Thank you, the organizing committee. Thank you everyone.
Thank you very much to Dr. Fifi for the engaging and wonderful presentation about the special discussion of biomimicry. biomimicry. So to conclude from the forum, we know that biomimicry is imitating nature. So without nature, we won't have anything. Wait, sorry. Sorry for the technical error. Sorry for the disruption. So biomimicry is about imitating nature. So without nature, we know that we won't have anything that benefits us for now. For example, the aeroplane. Maybe we will have to walk miles and miles. And allow me to give an example. I used to live in the UMS dormitory where we are sometimes disturbed by the monkeys inside the university, but it is not us. It is not our habitat at the earlier. I mean that we are the one who destroyed their habitat, so they have the right to disturb us by any means. So it is our role to preserve the nature, so our future generations can see it also from at the future. Okay. So if you guys have any question, feel free to type it in the chat box. Okay, doctor. So there's already the first question from the YouTube live.
You've destroyed my.
Okay, so the first question is from Abdul Aziz. So it is in Malay. Jadi bagaimana boleh kita sedarkan orang ramai yang masih mengamalkan cara hidup yang suka makan makanan eksotik ini? Sukar nak mengawalkan sebab mereka kita mendapat masalah terutamanya penyakit.
Perubahan ni kan, actually the change of behavior, the change of mindset is very hard untuk kita ubah sebenarnya, sebab we already living with that apa kata orang, social norm begitu. Okay, social norm begitu, sebab it's part, some of it it's part of the culture itself, kan. For example, macam contohnya hunting and then makan wildlife meat, it's part of the culture itself. So tapi I think the most important thing is that we need to educate back our society, okay, to how our ancestors, live in harmony with the nature, because we always forget our ancestors, kita punya nenek moyang ni sebenarnya mereka sudah lama jadi protector of the rainforest. They have this tagar, they have this tawol. So what happened to the new generation? In between that there must be ada kata orang cerita-cerita, berita-berita yang mereka dengar yang menyebabkan mereka begitu teruja untuk makan exotic food. Contohnya, kalau minum air daripada tanduk badak, nanti kita akan jadi sejuk badan. Cuba try kamu punya kuku tu kan. Tanduk badak tu terdiri daripada keratin. Cuba aku try potong kuku kamu yang ada 10 dekat 10 jari ni kan, ada kuku, kasih peram dalam lama panjang, lepas tu potong dia. Lepas tu kalau tidak cukup itu kuku, pinjam kuku kawan. Okay, kumpul ramai-ramai. Lepas tu rebus dia. Minumlah itu air. Sebab dia sama aja dengan keratin dengan apa yang ada dekat tanduk badak tu. Ada beza ke tidak? Okay, so therefore I think in between our nowadays punya generation dengan kita punya ancestors tu, dia ada satu kata orang knowledge gap di situ. It's either ada penambahan knowledge menyebabkan there's a transition of, as a dissemination of information dengan this new generation. Sebab kalau our ancestors dulu, dia dikenali sebagai the protector of the rainforest, because dulu they live in the rainforest. They live in the rainforest and they hunt for food consumption only. Dia orang tahu kalau bila perlu tangkap, bila perlu hunting, dia orang tahu. That's why dia ada tagal dengan tavol. Dia tidak setiap hari pergi, tidak. Hanya ada tertentu saja. So itulah, to change someone's behavior in this generation kan, is to always to educate them, to create awareness. Sebab I do believe if we continuous giving awareness, education dengan real situation, realistic punya example. For example, COVID-19 ni sekarang kan. Sekarang ni because kita belum buat satu kajian untuk tengok connection dia. Sama ada this virus datang daripada bats kah, this virus datang dari pangolin kah, this virus datang dari mana. So belum ada lagi dia punya result keluar. So semua orang masih lagi tercari-cari siapa host dia. Okay, siapa host dia. Sebab belum ada concrete evidences tu, jadi mereka kesedaran tu belum ada. But I assume, I do believe that bila kita ada concrete evidences, scientific evidences telling that okay, these viruses is come from this, I bet people will get scared. I bet it will trigger some changes, okay, in the way we consume, in the way we look at wildlife. So I guess continuous support from everyone, okay. Jangan lupa untuk create kesedaran, sebab bila kita lupa, people akan lupa juga. Okay, people akan lupa juga terhadap these animals. So I guess we need to continuous to create education, support and awareness to our friends and families. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, for the explanation. So we move on to the next question. We still have more time, okay? What are our biggest hopes for biophilic design and biomimicry?
Bio what?
Biophilic.
Biophilic.
I-L-I, yeah.
Well, our hope. Our hope in terms of biomimicry is that I hope that we continue to support each other, meaning to say each other tu bukan among manusia saja, but also with the plants and the animals, the whole ecosystem itself. We learn each other, we learn we learn each other, we study each other, so that at the end of the day we can gain benefit and live in a sustainable manner, just like what plants and animals did. Okay, so my future hope is that we reduce the damages that we already done to the ecosystem, so that these plants and animals can survive the extinction and keep giving us more benefits in terms of ideas on how to design a sustainable problem solvent punya masalah products and items yang boleh help human to live in a sustainable manner. Because I do believe if we do a lot of imitation from the nature itself, kita akan live in the sustainable manner where we support the circular economy, where we reduce the waste, we reduce the energy, and we support kata orang sustainable living lah. Yeah. That's my biggest hope lah. I hope we can support each other with the plants and animal itself.
So hope everyone will take. Okay, Doctor, take it. Hope everyone will take those words into our heart and preserve the nature. So we open to two more questions. So the next question is macam telur penyu sangat-sangat dilarang untuk dijual, tapi masih ada yang mengambil dan menjualnya. Macam mana lagi nak buat?
You know kenapa dia masih banyak lagi kena jual? Masih kenapa? Because of there's always demand. When there's demand, there's always a supplier lah.
Yeah, supplier.
So we need to stop the demand. So we need to stop the craving of eating the ini. Kamu suka ke makan telur penyu yang macam ingus tu? Cuba kamu telan sendiri punya ingus pun geli juga kan? So, okay, we need to stop the demand. I think we need to stop the demand first. Kalau tidak ada demand, they don't have places, they don't have people to sell to. Okay, so bila dia tidak ada demand, automatically dia akan stop. Dia akan stop from selling because merugikan dia. So I think we need to stop the demand. Macam contoh, kalau nampaklah kita punya ahli keluarga tiba-tiba craving mau itu kan, cakap sama dia, kau try dulu ingus kau. Okay, stop the demand. Thank you.
Yeah, betul tu doktor. Okay, so any more question? We still have some time left. So another question. If biomimicry is about imitation of the living and nature, what is biomimicry itself inspired by?
Biomimicry, macam yang saya cakap, the definitions of biomimicry is from two words. This is biology. Biology ni adalah benda-benda hidup. Okay? It's not necessarily plants and animal but also human because we are part of it. We are part of the biodiversity. Sometimes the design of a product, a design of a building, a design of a structure, sometimes dia mimic, dia intimate human as well. Sebab kita adalah satu-satunya spesies yang boleh dikatakan perfect lah. Perfect in the sense, kan? Perfect in the sense. So sometimes the way our lung berfungsi, our jantung berfungsi, those can be imitated as well. So we must remember when we talk about biomimicry is that we imitate, kita ikut sama ada kita ikut structure, body structure of the organism itself, ataupun kita ikut the way dia punya behavior. Macam contoh termite tu tadi kan, contohnya dia ada dia bina tempat tinggal dia. Kalau sejuk dia masih rasa panas sebab dia ada heater. Kalau masa panas dia ada aircon tapi dia sebenarnya tidak ada aircon. So that's the behavior. Ataupun kita mimik, kita ikut the whole ecosystem itself. Okay, di mana tempat habitat dia tinggal itu sendiri. So kita imitate, kita lihat dan kita belajar dan kita adapt to help to solve our problem. Contohnya, kita ni seorang yang kedekut, tidak mau spend a lot of money untuk bayar bil elektrik. So macam mana mau reduce that? Mau reduce bil elektrik, salah satu cara adalah membina rumah seperti rumah termite. Okay, seperti rumah termite, tidak payah pakai aircon, self-insulate apa semua. So these are the things what biomimicry teaches us. So we must understand biomimicry is the combination of biology and imitation. We manusia imitate them. Kita ikut mereka punya bentuk ataupun behavior ataupun habitat ekosistem dia. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. So I guess that is all for the question and answer session since there are no more incoming questions. So we hope you all enjoyed this amazing and interesting presentation by our wonderful speaker today, Dr. Fifi Hanisda. And the link for registration and e-certificate is now being shared for everyone. Please fill in your details and answer the simple feedback questions. And all students will receive e-certificates, and for UMS students, you will receive SDP points as well. So the link to the Google form will be shared in the chat box of Facebook and YouTube Live. So don't forget to fill in the Google form. So okay, thank you again, Dr. Fifi, for answering those questions and for the amazing presentation. And thank you to everyone for your participation today. We look forward to see you in our next ongoing program. with MySTEM Ambassador, UMS. It was a pleasure to have all of you with us. With this, we conclude the webinar. Thank you, and we hope to see you again from me and all the committee of MySTEM Ambassador and UScience UMS. Don't forget to continue to give us support for more amazing content. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take
thank you,
care. Stay
Doctor.
safe.
Yeah.
Bye.
Stay safe to Doctor. Bye, Doctor.
Bye.
Oke, sudah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you, Pandidi.
Thank you.